And it was delicious, and everybody was stuffed, and it was just all kinds of things that you wouldn't have expected to see, but totally fun, all about spending time together and discovering new interesting things together. And yeah, that was a fun one.
I'm Dalia Colón, and this is The Zest. Citrus, seafood, Spanish flavor, and Southern charm. The Zest celebrates cuisine and community in the Sunshine State. It's our Season 12 finale, and we're offering hot takes on holiday foods. Today, the team is offering our hot takes on some classic holiday foods. I'm joined by Zest editor Andrew Lucas and brand manager Alexandria Ebron. From traditional family favorites to which dishes are overrated, things are heating up in the Zest kitchen. Okay, I know for a lot of people, the holidays are like the Super Bowl of cooking, and we all want to score a touchdown, but sometimes we fumble. So I have to ask you guys, what is the funniest holiday cooking disaster you've ever had?
So my freshman year of college, Christmas break, I was obsessed with making red velvet cakes. And I think I might have made like 5 or 6 cakes, and I kept trying because the cakes would not come out the way that they were supposed to, at least in my eyes. I would follow the directions to a T, and it would not come out great. So, oh my gosh, for one Christmas, we were going to Jacksonville, and I was like, oh, I'm going to make a cake. And so I made the cake, and we took it up to Jacksonville, and one of my cousins was like, oh my God, who made this cake? It's not good. And I was just like,
oh no.
Oh, wow.
So that was probably the last time I made a red velvet cake. So that was like December 2007. And I have not attempted it since then.
Wow. What was bad about it?
I have no idea. That's the thing. Like, I would buy the box mix, get all the ingredients, and follow the directions to like.
And this was box mix. That's the part I can't get over. It's not like you were using beets.
So yeah, my days of making red velvet cake were over before it even really got started.
You know what? This brings up a bigger point, because I feel like during the holidays, we attempt foods that we don't make any other time of year. So how could we be good at it?
It's true.
I don't know.
I think you should give it another shot.
Maybe I should.
My daughter's favorite. You'll be popular with her.
Yeah.
Oh man, my husband's favorite. It's the icing.
Yep, it's all about
you should have put more icing, because on red velvet and carrot cake, I feel like you just spackle that icing on there, and that's what people really care about.
Yeah,
probably.
Yes, I want some now. I want some right now. Okay, so from foods we don't make very often to foods we make on repeat, do you guys have a unique family food tradition during the holidays?
My grandma makes these candied pecans, and I don't even know how long she's been making them. Just every year they're out. She gets them, I think she gets them from some church in Orlando, and I don't know how many pounds or whatever that she gets, but oh my God, they're so good. Like, it's not like you can just get a handful and that's it. You get your handful, and then you're back 5 minutes later getting another handful, and then you're getting another handful until you realize the bag is gone. It's happened to me. It's happened to me plenty of times.
When I was a kid, I was really young. I remember going to a family friend's house, and they had this bowl of whole unshelled nuts in the living room. And while all the parents were talking about boring grown-up stuff, I remember sitting and cracking these nuts one by one and picking out the nuts from the shell and just spending my whole evening occupied with these things. And somehow that locked in my mind. And now I always associate cracking nuts with the holidays. So my wife and kids think I'm crazy, but I always go out. I think maybe it's because it's annoying and hard to find, but I'll go out someplace. Sometimes I can find them at like a Whole Foods or whatever, but get like whole unshelled nuts and I put them in a bowl. And some years ago, I think my kids got me a little kit that has nutcracker and a little pick and little things. And I think it's about, for me, tradition and memory and just slowing down and taking the time to savor every little morsel and every little moment of it. So,
wow.
oh,
I love that. I can feel the nostalgia and I wasn't even there. Oh, that's beautiful.
in front of the fire.
Okay,
That was cute.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The idea of slowing down. Sometimes it's nice to do things the slow way on purpose.
Because
That's
it's
amazing.
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's more tactile, like it's a sensory experience. You're not just eating the nuts, but your hands are involved.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's an activity.
My dad likes to do that. Yeah, it's an activity, right?
Yeah.
My family makes the same cookies every year. I know a lot of people bake cookies for the holidays, but this was probably almost 20 years ago. And I want to say credit is due to my former Tampa Bay Times coworker, Sharon Kennedy Wynn. I feel like she's the one who introduced me to this. And she's also been a Zest guest a long time ago. But it's basically chocolate chip cookie dough, and it could be homemade or store-bought. And then you shape it into like an upside-down triangle. And at the bottom, at the point of the triangle, you put a red M&M. And then in the middle, you put 2 green M&Ms for the eyes. And then you put 2 mini pretzels at the top. I hope this makes sense. But it looks like a little reindeer. So you put all of that on. And then you put it in the oven with the pretzels and the M&Ms, and they come out looking like Rudolph with the green eyes and the red nose. And so we make our reindeer cookies every year, and we drive around in our golf cart and pass them out to the neighbors.
I love that.
Thank you.
Nobody brings me cookies during the holidays. Jeez.
Man, I'll have to make some for you. Okay. I have to know, is there a holiday food hill you will die on? Like something has to be made a certain way, or something that absolutely has to be on the table?
Well, my beloved late mother's beloved mashed potatoes always have to be on the table, or there will be a riot at our house. But they're basically equal parts dairy and equal parts potato. So, do with that what you will.
Wow. And this is the Midwest, so where people came from. Yeah. So that tracks.
Not afraid of cream cheese.
Wow.
We'll put it that way.
No. We love a cheese. We love all the cream and all the cheese. Okay. Speaking of cheese, I try not to eat a ton of dairy most of the time, but it is not a holiday without mac and cheese. And it has to be done right. And it has to be baked. Yes, I have Kraft macaroni and cheese in my house. I have a teenager. She and her friends like to make it. But even that, she will doctor up with like some spices and some shredded cheese. But no, actually, when I had my son, who's now 9, my friend Kathy came over and brought mac and cheese. And my mom and I were just like, this is the best mac and cheese we've ever had. Like, we thought ours was good, but this is next level. So I took her recipe and tweaked it a little bit, added panko breadcrumbs on top, because I feel like everything's better with panko breadcrumbs. And that's now the recipe that I make, and people request it at holiday time. So the secret ingredient is cream of celery soup.
Whoa.
What? I don't even think I've heard of that before.
It's kind of like cream of chicken soup, but it's cream of celery. Or you could use cream of anything, really, but it's just like very creamy. This is the only time of year I really buy something like that. But it just makes it so creamy. And then it has 4 different kinds of cheese. You bake it. Oh, it's like golden brown on top and a little crunchy. Because, those T-shirts that say, like, who made the mac and cheese?
Right.
I'm proud to say I made the mac and cheese.
I thought you were weird at first, but now I'm envisioning it, and it's kind of growing on me. I kind of see where you're coming from.
I know.
Interesting. Cream of celery.
Try it. I need, yeah. Just try it. So then I leave out the salt. The original recipe had salt in it, but I feel like between the cheese and the soup, it's salty enough, so I leave out the salt.
You'll be proud. My daughter, for Thanksgiving this year, made mac and cheese from scratch, unprompted.
Wow.
The whole pan, baked it. She made the
new favorite
sauce
child
ahead of time, smoked Gruyere in there.
Wow. Ooh, you raised her right. I love that. Okay, mac and cheese is never underrated, never overrated. I feel like even bad mac and cheese is still, you're going to eat it because it's noodles and cheese. Okay, but is there a holiday food that you do think is overrated?
I'm going to say stuffing. It's not one of the things I look forward to. It's not going on my plate. It's not for me.
Again, that's a controversial take because my wife's stuffing is one of our favorites around here. But again, it's
I love
mostly
stuffing.
butter, so
But I grew up on stovetop stuffing, and even that was good. And we would have that year round, just as a side.
Classic. Yep.
Yes. I actually can't believe you said stuff. I am craving stuffing right now. It's like salty and chewy and like a little teeny bit crunchy, maybe a little sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm dying for some stuffing. Okay, now Andrew and I are vegetarians, but I feel like even when I ate meat, I felt that turkey was overrated because it's an arduous process. And it's probably the only time anybody makes a whole turkey all year. So they're not that great at it.
Yeah.
And it's just like not that good. I mean, of all the meats, it's not at the top.
For me, I got lucky because the turkey we had was usually pretty good, but it was the ham. I don't think I ever had a good holiday ham. It's always.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. See, there you go. Hot take.
Wow.
Just always salty.
I used to buy
and there's never had something like really that knocked me out.
Yeah. I used to buy my hams from Honey Baked Ham.
Yes.
And those got good feedback. And I never tasted it, but those got a lot of good feedback.
Okay, so as someone who is not vegetarian, the honey baked hams, yes, the honey baked hams are actually really good because I remember I haven't had a honey baked ham in a while. But I remember being a kid and having that ham, and they would have like a little glaze or something on the ham. Well, obviously, it's probably the honey. But once you like put it in the refrigerator and it gets cold, then the glaze kind of solidifies a little bit. So what I used to do a lot when I was a kid was sometimes you would want, something to eat. And I would just open the fridge, get a piece of the glaze and maybe a piece of the ham. And that was enough for me. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
It's kind of like candied
ham. Yeah, it was really good. Like Andrew, I know you're a vegetarian, but one of these days, if they just have slices, just
fair enough.
Get a little slice, and then that should probably satisfy whatever.
Be converted, okay.
Yeah, it was to satisfy whatever bad hams you had in the past.
And I feel like ham is better cold than turkey is cold. So you can make a ham sandwich, you could pack it in your lunch. And I know people do that with turkey too, but again, I feel like the turkey is not the star of that. There's a lot you have to add to get it where you want it.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I have fond memories of turkey sandwiches after Thanksgiving, but I wonder how much of that is just nostalgia.
Right. And how much of that was like the cranberry, the stuffing, all the other stuff you put in there, the gravy.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. Okay. What about desserts? Do you have any either Florida inspired desserts that always have a spot on your table or just other desserts that have to be there? For me, it's sweet potato pie.
Okay. With obviously whipped cream on top.
Yes.
For me.
Actually this year I added bourbon, which it was a hit.
Ooh, fun. So for me, it'll probably be another creation from my grandma, her sugar cookies. Like me and my sister, we fight over them. She'll make bags for us. She'll make the cookies and she'll put them in individual sandwich bags so that way we all get our own share of cookies. And there was one year she put a bag together for me and Robert, and I think we ate those cookies in 2 days.
Wow.
Well, so I'm a recent convert, but a convert nonetheless over the last 5 years or so to pecan pie. So I think now I really associate that with the holidays in particular. But, again, Midwestern boy, I think apple pie is always my favorite. And I always try to have an apple pie at the holidays too.
And pecan pie is very Florida. You know what I learned about apple pie, which I guess I just never thought about it. So before the invention of the railroad and that type of transportation, people were just eating from their kitchen gardens in Florida, or the pig that they slaughtered together as a community, and then whatever they grew in their backyard. But there was no apple pie on holiday tables until the invention of the railroad, because we don't grow apples in Florida. So we think of it as being this iconic American dessert, but it wasn't always. They were doing more citrus pies and things like that.
Interesting.
So that's just your little bit of trivia.
Yeah.
Okay. As we land the plane here, I want to hear some tips because we talked about, foods we've cooked, foods other people have cooked, but someone listening to this maybe doesn't cook very often. Maybe they do a lot of takeout or they do cook for themselves, but they don't host large gatherings very often. And there's a lot of pressure on the holidays. So I want to know if you all have any tips for people prepping to cook for the holidays, hosting holiday dinners.
I got a good one that I have to give credit to my son Finley for. Wholly his discovery. I mean, it's not his original discovery, I'm sure. But so crock pots, nothing new to our listeners, I'm sure. But I was impressed this holiday season. We had family coming into town. The house was busy. Dishes were being made ahead of time. The kitchen was hot. And we didn't want to be crowding the kitchen to make lunches and things. Finley made a whole lasagna in the crock pot and just put it on in the morning, let it go till the afternoon. It was amazing, and it turned out much better than I thought it would. And there was minimal effort involved. He was able to just layer it all in and forget about it. And so while we were all
I've seen
peeling
that,
potatoes and baking bread, and
that sounds so cool.
It was great. It worked out perfectly. And
wow.
Then again, we use crock pots pretty frequently during the holidays. This is an easy tip. I'm sure people are already doing this, but yeah, I use it to keep, gravy warm. We have a little mini one, or I'll use it. We always have hot apple cider or mulled wine. But yeah, the lasagna was a real win and a huge hit and just saved a ton of time. One pot, so minimal cleanup. It was great. Props to the kid.
Good on Finley. Props to Finley. That's amazing. Okay, I've seen the crockpot lasagna, never tried it, but my uncle by marriage is Italian. And so a lot of times we would have lasagna for a holiday meal. And that's one of those foods that everybody loves. Like, let's just play the hits. It doesn't have to be
exactly
turkey and ham. So I guess that's my tip is like work smarter, not harder. Serve the food that people want to eat. I know some people for the holidays, instead of the traditional American foods, they will have like everybody in their family's favorite food. So if I love mac and cheese and you love chocolate pudding, then that's what we're having. You know what I mean? And so I like that idea. My other tip is don't let perfect be the enemy of good. You can buy some things at the store. There are some local spots like in Tampa, off the top of my head, I'm thinking of like Pasta Packs, who we've had on the podcast, or the Ravioli Company. Both are in South Tampa. And those are the places where you go in and you buy like a prepared lasagna or a prepared fresh pasta and you just take it home and cook it, or maybe, get it already cooked. Nobody cares that you made the whole thing from scratch. Like, you don't get bonus points for that. They just want it to taste good. So yeah. Even the pies, like the sweet potato pie, you could buy one of those Patti LaBelle pies. Those are amazing.
Oh yeah, we cheat on the pies for sure.
Yeah. I think there's this pressure that everything has to be like the highest level of difficulty, but it doesn't have to be that way.
No, and I think you said too, the pressure of like trying to adhere to some sort of idealistic picture of what a holiday meal is. One of my favorite holiday meals from recent memory was, a number of years ago, I think one of the kids decided, I don't know how it came about. I think over dinner one night, it was just family discussion, but we ended up doing sort of an international Thanksgiving. And we pulled out all these cookbooks and websites, and we had a whole evening of the family looking up and oohing and ahhing at interesting Middle Eastern dishes and Asian dishes. And everybody picked out one or two things that they thought sounded good. And then we all sort of bumped our heads together. Oh no, you should do this because it'll taste better with my thing. And by the end of it, we had this really, completely off the rails, but interesting Thanksgiving. And it was delicious and everybody was stuffed and it was just all kinds of things that you wouldn't have expected to see, but totally fun, all about spending time together and discovering new interesting things together. And yeah, that was a fun one.
One observation that Robert made this past Thanksgiving was like, he felt like a lot of people were doing Thanksgiving differently. So like for us, we didn't have a turkey. Like it was just me and him. We didn't go anywhere. And he smoked beef ribs. So we had beef ribs, and Publix had like this pie bundle with an apple pie and pumpkin pie. And we bought sides from, it's called Station House Barbecue. So that's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
another person that I follow on TikTok, she's an influencer. Her family, instead of doing Thanksgiving dinner, they did a Thanksgiving brunch. And I was like, oh, duh. That sounds so cool. Because it's like, you eat the same things for Thanksgiving every year. Like, it's okay to try something different. Like, go get the Asian food or, do a little fusion, maybe. But yeah, I think everybody's kind of slowly getting away from the quote unquote traditional Thanksgiving and realizing like, okay, yeah, we don't have to have the turkey every year. We're just going to do something different. But it's still going to be Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I love that. We hope you enjoyed our little holiday potluck. That was myself, editor Andrew Lucas, and brand manager Alexandria Ebron, giving our hot takes on holiday foods. And we know you have opinions too. We want to hear them. More importantly, we want to see what you are eating this holiday season. Post a pic and tag us. We are on Facebook and Instagram at The Zest Podcast. I'm Dalia Colón. We will be back with new episodes in a few weeks, but in the meantime, maybe you're looking for a couple dishes to round out your holiday table. Head to our website, thezestpodcast.com. We have lots of great holiday recipes on there, including my friend Kathy's mac and cheese and Alex's grandma's pecans. You're going to eat the whole bag yourself, so you might as well double the recipe. The Zest is a production of WUSF, copyright 2025, part of the NPR network.